when you step out on the street today and you meet someone and you say, hi, maybe it's someone you know, maybe it's someone you don't, if they laugh at you as soon as you say hi, what's the very next thing you're going to say? If you go into work and you show the boss the latest case that you're dealing with, and he looks at you and he laughs, what's the very next thing you say? If you say to someone something quite normal, say, I can't deal with that now, or I'm going shopping, or it's raining outside, and it is raining, and they laugh, human nature demands that there's only one thing that you're going to say next. If you go to your parents and they open the door to greet you and they laugh, what are you going to say? Think of your best friend. Think of going up to them and saying you need a lift next Tuesday, or do they want to come round and watch a football game, and they laugh. What are you going to ask them? I'm giving the religious time to think about this. Everyone else has come to the conclusion immediately, and I think most of the religious have as well. You're going to ask the person who laughed why they are laughing. Now, why is it? No. Why the fuck is it that all the times I have laughed at a religious person to their face, and I'm ashamed to say there must be hundreds of such instances in my life, in all of those times when I have laughed at virgin births and miracles of any description, no religious person ever asked me why I was laughing. If a Muslim walked up to me and said that in the hadith it says that some trees walked out in the desert with Muhammad to give him shade while he took a dump, I'm willing to bet everything I've got that when I laugh in that Muslim's face, they're not going to ask me why I'm laughing. And the answer is so obvious. They know why we're laughing. They know it's laughable. They know it's ridiculous and absurd. They know deep down exactly why we are laughing. Odd, isn't it? And then they get angry when we laugh. They don't ask us why we're laughing, but they get angry when we laugh. Why would they do that? In what circumstances would you be laughed at? And then instead of asking why the other person is laughing, you get angry. Because you're embarrassed, I think. Because you've been told that the clown costume is the height of fashion. And they simply can't take it off. Because to take it off would be to admit that they've been made a clown of by an idea that they simply didn't question enough when they had the time and the chance and the opportunity. They just can't admit that they were fooled. It's very embarrassing to admit that you were fooled, especially when saying that you don't believe it anymore will radically affect your life in the community that you're in, the family that you're tied to, the workplace perhaps. They can't admit it. They've been suckered in to wearing a clown's costume all their lives. They know. That's why they don't ask us why we're laughing. They know why we're laughing. Damn them all, they know why we laugh. They'll tell us that we're stupid for not believing, but they know why we laugh. They'll tell us that we're idiots, that we're dooming ourselves to an eternity of punishment, but they know why we laugh. They'll say it's so obvious. so apparent that we must be blind not to see it. But they know why we laugh. They'd laugh too if they weren't wearing the clown's costume.